Close. More than 100 people gathered outside Neyland Stadium on November 26, then marched on Anderson Training Center to express outrage after reports surfaced that Tennessee is finalizing a deal to hire Ohio State defensive coordinator Greg Schiano. Calvin Matthews. The memorandum of understanding that former Tennessee athletic director John Currie and Ohio State defensive coordinator Greg Schiano signed November 26 lacked a key signature required to make the document binding. Woot released the memo on Monday in response to a records request. More. Greg Schiano memorandum of understanding. Currie, Tennessee's athletic director until his ouster December 1, and Schiano signed the document, which would have paid Schiano $27 million in guaranteed wages over 6 years. However, the document lacked signatures from Chief Financial Officer David Miller and Chancellor Beverly Davenport. Because the MO is considered a non-delegated contract, it required Miller's signature to become a binding agreement, according to UT's contract policy. The document included spots for the signatures of Currie, Schiano, Miller and Davenport. The space for the signatures of Miller and Davenport remains blank. That document was never signed by the University of Tennessee's chief financial officer, whose signature would have been required to make it legally binding on the university. Tom Sitkowiak, spokesman for the UT Athletic Department, wrote in an email releasing the MO. 1 of 92 of 93 of 94 of 95 of 96 of 97 of 98 of 99 of 9 autoplay show thumbnails show captions last slide next slide whose contract policy states that all non-delegated contracts must be signed by an officer of the university. Currie was not considered an officer of the university, as defined by the university's bylaws. Furthermore, the policy states that chancellors are only authorized to sign non-delegated contracts related to their campus institute, and the chief financial officer must also be a signatory on any non-delegated contract signed by a chancellor. More. Cost of University of Tennessee coach search likely will be millions. Tennessee's deal with Schiano unraveled after news leaked of the pending hire and was met by a wave of backlash from some fans, donors, politicians and local business owners. The Vols concluded their coaching search last week, finalizing a deal with Alabama defensive coordinator Jeremy Pruitt on Thursday. CLOSEUT Vols football offseason 201,718. A timeline of Tennessee's coaching search 151. The Tennessee coaching search has gone through a tumultuous week. Angela Gosnell, News Sentinel 1 of 10. CLOSEUT Vols football offseason 201,718. Phil Fulmer named Vols athletics director. 056. Tennessee has named former head football coach Phil Fulmer as the athletics director. Watch it 2 of 10. CLOSEUT Vols football offseason 201,718. John Currie out as Tennessee athletic director. 043. John Currie is out as the Tennessee athletic director after 8 months on the job and one chaotic week of a football coaching search, according to media reports. Angela Gosnell, News Sentinel 3 of 10. CLOSEUT Vols football offseason 201,718. UT Vols 5 things to know about Jeremy Pruitt. 057. Alabama defensive coordinator Jeremy Pruitt has been hired as the next coach at Tennessee. Watch it 4 of 10. CLOSEUT Vols football offseason 201,718. UT Vols football 5 things to know about Les Miles. 056. Les Miles' name has surfaced in connection with Tennessee's football coaching opening. Here's 5 things to know about the former LSU coach. Watch it 5 of 10. CLOSEUT Vols football offseason 201,718. 5 things to know about Team Martin. 050. As Tennessee football's coaching search rolls on, the Vols and athletic director Philip Fulmer could turn their sights on former quarterback and current Southern Cal offensive coordinator Team Martin. Angela Gosnell, News Sentinel 6 of 10. CLOSEUT Vols football offseason 201,718. 5 things to know about Mike Leach. 133. As Tennessee football's coaching search rolls on, the Vols and athletic director John Currie reportedly turned their sights on Washington State coach Mike Leach. Angela Gosnell, News Sentinel 7 of 10. CLOSEUT Vols football offseason 201,718. 5 things to know about Kevin Sumlin. 046. As Tennessee football's coaching search rolls on, the Vols and athletic director John Currie could turn their sights on Kevin Sumlin. Angela Gosnell, News Sentinel 8 of 10. CLOSEUT Vols football offseason 201,718. Crowd speaks out against Greg Schiano, calls for John Currie's firing. 847. More than 100 people gathered outside Neyland Stadium on November 26, then marched on Anderson Training Center to express outrage after reports surfaced that Tennessee is finalizing a deal to hire Ohio State defensive coordinator Greg Schiano. Calvin Matthijs 9 of 1 OCLOSEUT Vols football off-season 201,718 Joe and Jennings drives by Sunday's protest of Greg Schiano 010 Joe and Jennings on Sunday drove by a crowd who, minutes earlier, had chanted Free Joein. The Ute Vols released Jennings after he posted a profanity-laced rant to Instagram. He has since apologized. Submitted Twitter user at Witness78110 of 10 last video. Next video, a timeline of Tennessee's coaching search. Phil Fulmer named Vols Athletics Director John Curriott as Tennessee Athletic Director. Ute Vols 5 things to know about Jeremy Pruitt. Ute Vols football 5 things to know about Les Miles. 5 things to know about T. Martin. 5 things to know about Mike Leach. 5 things to know about Kevin Sumlin. Crowd speaks out against Greg Schiano. Calls for John Currie's firing. Joe and Jennings drives by Sunday's protest of Greg Schiano.